Strong with Active Silver, যাদের 100% শক্তিশালী সুরক্ষা। Lifebuoy Strong.
That's something that the Windies are not going to like. Wickets falling at regular intervals. 433, the difference in the first innings. And then the sorry step. That's also an appeal. Vociferous appeal from Rased Hasan Miraj, negated by the umpire.
Might have got an inside edge on this. Otherwise, the umpire's thinking going over the stumps. But that's a good delivery. Good revs on the ball, pitching in line, straightening. That's what you want to do as an off spinner to a right-hander on these wickets that are turning. Stay over the wicket. Quite often the ball is turning down the leg side. Nicely played by Shai. Got himself in a good position, playing with the spin. The longer you do that, then the easier it is for you to survive.
Fifth ball of the last over, not out was the decision. Impact in line and the wicket's missing. Good decision. Still enough bounce on that ball to take it way over the wickets there in the bails. Imran Hatmaya will have to curb his natural instincts. Know that he likes to be an attacking player, but the scenario does not really allow him to be in his natural elements. That can be a difficult task for someone with that kind of mindset to really graft it out here. Well, when given the opportunity, if it's there to be hit away, he flicks that away to open his account. So with the left-right combination, also change of angles for Rased Hasan Miraj. This session has yielded 9 wickets. Extraordinary. Comes forward, reaches forward, rather brave under the circumstances.
Like about this though, is he knows the ball's turning into him, so he can afford to do that. When the ball's turning away from you, that is not such a good idea.
Yeah, but we've seen balls from Rased Hasan Miraj holding its line and going across the face of the right-handed batsman. So there's definitely an element of risk, but he did manage to play it.
কেবল অপারেটরকে ফোন দিছিলাম এসে একটু পর লাইনটা লাগিয়ে দিয়েছেন কিসে ওকে ওকে ঠিক আছে আমি বের হচ্ছি একটু সরায় রাখো না আচ্ছা শুনো আমি অফিসে পৌঁছে ফোন দিচ্ছি তোমাকে
আচ্ছা
টেক কেয়ার দরজাটা লক করে দিও
দিচ্ছি আম্মু
হ্যালো
এখন কি দিব
এখন দিবি
Good Taj, come boy. One more last, take us with us, boy.
10 wickets falling on day 2, but already prior to the luncheon interval, we have had 9 this morning. Windies under the cosh. Some spirited and disciplined bowling by the Bangladeshi spinners. All spin attack.
Red length, red line, DJ.
And as a bowler, you'd be telling yourself, just need to pitch the balls in line. Haven't really, except a couple of deliveries, I haven't really seen too many gremlins in the wicket. As long as the batsmen are prepared to batten down and be selective with their shots, hasn't been much of a bother.
Well, definitely not go hand in hand with scores of 111 all out and 53 for 4. It was just last night that Bangladesh got 508. Yes, it's deteriorated over the days, but not badly. That's a good shot. He's got all of it. There's a man back at long on, but he's not worried about him. He's danced down the wicket, made sure he's got right to the pitch, and this is a good connection.
Instinctively, he goes for the shot. We know he likes to take the attack to the bowlers, but look at that. Shimmy down the wicket, getting to the pitch, getting on and hit that one. Full flow of the bat, and the maximum. Oh, well, that was a little high, but interested the keeper. Just the keeper.
We're about 5 minutes away from lunch break, Shimmy. Shimron Hitmaier has batted twice in the same session. He was there this morning opening the batting. Come back in again in the same session. This is a couple of deliveries ago, turning away down the leg side.
Come TJ, come TJ.
44-4.
ইন্টারনেটে নাই অপরাধ না?
আচ্ছা, তোমার জন্য মিনিট, ইন্টারনেট সব।
এখন মিনিট কিনলে ইন্টারনেট ফ্রি।
বেশি দেওয়ার চ্যাম্পিয়ন বাংলা লিংক দিচ্ছে 43 টাকায় 75 মিনিটের সাথে ইন্টারনেট এবং SMS ফ্রি। ভালোবাসার সুন্দর গল্পগুলো তো সুন্দর কিছু থেকেই শুরু হয়। নান্দনিক ডিজাইন, পুরো স্টেনলেস স্টিল দিয়ে তৈরি গাজি সিঙ্ক কিচেনটা সুন্দর করে সংসারটাও।
Used by Bangladesh. And nicely negotiated by the biggest turner of the cricket ball. Meticulous with his lines and lengths. That's what gets him his wickets. And his skipper will be hoping that they can deliver one just in this over before lunch. More comfortable negotiating and manipulating the bowling of Mahmudullah, these two. So the way these batters really got to tell themselves only a few deliveries, 3 more deliveries to go before the luncher interval. Don't go and do something silly. Play out the remaining deliveries. Shakib in a bit of a bother, a little bit of niggle it seems around his waistline. That's the way to do it. Let it go. And when it's closer to you, put a dead bat to it.
We know he's an attacking player, but what I've also really liked, going back to the Chottogram Test match as well, is his defence. He's been one of the few Windies batters who have looked comfortable in attack and in defence against the Bangladesh spinners.
Well, he reached for that one, and he's going to get himself a couple of runs here of the last ball of that over, which is the over at lunch, and that is lunch here at the Shedabangla National Stadium. This second test match of the UCB series powered by Walton. Windies twin.
তুমি কখনোই সবকিছুতে এক্সপার্ট হতে পারবে না, এটা তো সবাই জানে, রাইট? তাহলে তোমার সাধারণ শ্যাম্পু তা দিয়ে কিভাবে ড্যান্ড্রাফ দূর হবে? নেভার। ফাইনালি পেয়েছি ভরসা করার মতো একটি শ্যাম্পু, বেস্ট এভার ক্লিয়ার, নিউট্রিয়েন্ট 10 যুক্ত, যা দেয় 0 ড্যান্ড্রাফ, নন স্টপ। তাই যখনই চাই 0 ড্যান্ড্রাফ, আমার ভরসা শুধুই ক্লিয়ার। ক্লিয়ার, নাথিং টু হাইড।
Nation here by the Bangladeshis with the ball. Initially with the bat, posting that mammoth total, and a very happy bunch of cricketers coming in for a well-deserved lunch.
Well, it's been tough going again for the Windies batsmen. They'll hope that these two at the crease Jay Hope on 18 from 41 and Hitmaya on 13 from 12 can push them a little bit further forward after this lunch break.
Bowling has been good from Bangladesh. Rased Hasan, Rased Hasan, Miraj taking a wicket edge, and Tajul not going to be left out. He came back as the third spinner and helped himself to a couple of wickets. So the state of affairs in this game, huge total posted by Bangladesh in their first innings with that century from Mahmudullah, 508. Windies bowled out for Nelsons in their first essay, 111, and the second also imploding and in a very precarious position at 46 for 4, still trailing by 351 runs. Right, let's go down and join Gautam Bhimani.
Yes, indeed. What a session of play we've had. 82 runs for the loss of 9 wickets. Yes, in just one single session of play. Let me quickly take you back to Chattogram, where the pitch was very, very different, and the match finished in approximately 7.5 sessions. When we've completed 7 sessions in this test match, and gentlemen, we are 6 wickets away from a possible conclusion. Darren Ganga, Athar Ali Khan, very different surface, very similar result.
Yeah, they have not learned the lessons. One would have expected that perhaps the first inning you knew what the bowlers were doing. There was sharp turn, but shot selections were not really great. And then again, having said that, you could see what they did when they came on to bat the second time around. The more Darren Ganga would certainly be able to point out what really happened. But as far as I'm concerned, they were pretty decent deliveries. But I would have expected that if you're mentally prepared to cope up with the spin and what the pitch is doing, doesn't really matter how many fielders you have around you, you got to show a better technique, better mindset. I think that was missing.
And you really can't put a blame on the 22-yard surface. I know we've been ribbing Tino a lot about the 5-day pitch report from day one, but to be honest, it did look like a surface that should last the distance. It's just about application, and now we're not even talking about going to day 4 possibly.
I reflected on the 2 test matches played at this venue in 2018, the one that Sri Lanka won in February, and then Bangladesh themselves won against Zimbabwe. Both test matches, teams scored runs in excess of 200 runs. The Windies struggling to score 200 runs at the very least at this venue. And I think it has a combination of factors to it. It has a combination of factors to it. One, their deficiency in terms of ability to play spin and having a plan. You're not seeing proper techniques shown by the Windies batters. You must also give credit to Bangladesh and their bowlers. They've been accurate, they've been able to extract turn, and they've created pressure with the field placing. So those are things which the Windies have not been able to handle. They didn't handle it in Chattogram. They're not handling it here, and it will be a big concern and worry for coach Nick Potas and to the batting coach. Floyd Reefer will have a lot of work to do. I mean, after this series, there's a big series against England in the Caribbean. So Windies definitely been shown up in terms of their ability to play slow bowling.
Yes, just to add on what he said, I also want to reflect on what Kieran Powell did in that occasion. You're trying to salvage something out of this test match. You want to not lose too many wickets at the stroke of lunch. Goes down the wicket to a wide delivery, and he gets stumped. I mean, that just says it all, doesn't it?
Well, there'll be plenty of talking points, but it's a busy session. If 9 wickets fall in a couple of hours, you know plenty has happened. And I think the highlights of this opening session of day 3 will say quite a bit. And there you see, this was where we left off yesterday. Chance, that was Shane Dowrich, Mehdi Hasan, Miraj, just not getting to that. You thought maybe there's going to be some resistance to come. But first there was this review, not taken. It was 3 reds. Next ball, goodbye.
Yeah, playing across the line of the ball there, Shimron Hetmyer. One would have expected that this partnership at the start of day 3 would have flourished. It didn't happen, and then wickets kept tumbling. Shindorich, he was there, he looked very comfortable at the crease. Kemar Roach was giving a reprieve, and then he fell straight after, playing a big shot in the circumstances. That was a good catch, so plans coming into fruition and working for Bangladesh. Dorich kept plugging away, he got a nice 30 before he was given out. Hetmyer as well got a start. Only these two were able to score something of meaning in the innings. Shakib Al Hassan and Rased Hasan, they both tortured the Windies batting. That was a review that went over the stumps, and then I guess the lower order kept tumbling and there was no resistance shown.
For the second time, a review was taken, wasn't out, and the next ball a wicket fell anyway. The cheapest two reviews you'll ever see.
Yeah, 12.3 overs. That's what Bangladesh took to pick up those 5 wickets in the first innings. And then started straight away among the wickets. Shakib Al Hassan, drop catch, even though they survived a chance there. But didn't really matter. That's the shot I'm talking about. I mean, what's going through a batsman's mind, knowing that he's staring at a total, batting the second time around, falling on. You don't expect that, especially from someone like Aaron Powell.
No, you don't, because he was giving a chance a couple deliveries before, and he's a top order batsman. He opens the batting for the Windies. So when you get dismissed like that, it sends a strong sort of shiver down the spine of this batting. This was Sunil Ambrose, and then Roston Chase was caught at extra cover. Hetmyer came to the crease, and again, he looks very comfortable. One would expect that he can go all the way and bat very deep into this innings.
Dowritt still to come, but yes, you'll have to look at that top order and say that's where you want to get the starts, because, you know, we've put a little package together which we are calling lessons learned with a big question mark at the end. And Darren, I think we've put it in a split screen. First innings on the left, second innings on the right. They really haven't learned their lessons.
Yeah, it's about a defensive approach to batting. That one on the left, he's playing away from his body, reaching for the ball. Again, this time around, full delivery, he's playing across the line. He did also get an inside edge, which he didn't ask for a review to give himself a chance of continuing in his innings.
Before we see Powell, a quick question. Do you think it's because he's the captain and maybe he's thinking, I don't want to waste a review, or was it just that he didn't feel that feather? What could it be?
Sometimes as a batsman, you don't really feel contact with the ball on bat. I think that is what transpired. I think he was also shocked as well. You know, maybe a little bit disappointed with himself not being able to play a delivery like that. It was a full delivery that was angling in, very basic. You would attempt to hit the ball straight down the ground. He didn't do that. So I think pressure on himself. Remember, it's only his 4th test match as captain. And if you're not accustomed having that leadership role in cricket, it can get to you as a player.
Then came the tall man from Nevis. And again, very different dismissals, but I think I'll bring Athar Ali Khan in here because he really wants to talk about the one on the right. First time around, went through. Second time, he repeated what he did in Chattogram.
It's mind-boggling because of the fact that you're looking at the situation where the Windies are when he's batting. He's lost to Craig Brathwaite, the one I'm talking about in this innings. And you really don't want to play in each and every delivery. It's all about which one to leave and which one to play. Look, have a look at someone like Mahmudullah Riyad. 242 deliveries he played for his 3rd test match 100, and he was quite adamant to go.
কেমনে কি রাখছে? আচ্ছা শুনো, ওই যে কেবল অপারেটরকে ফোন দিছিলাম, এসে একটু পর লাইনটা লাগিয়ে দিয়েছেন ডিশে। ওকে ওকে, ঠিক আছে, আমি বের হচ্ছি। একটু সরায় রাখো না। আচ্ছা শুনো,
কি আর হইব? হ্যাঁ, আমার ছাগলের পেটে যদি কুত্তার বাচ্চা হয়, এ দাই ভাই, কিন্তু আমি কই দিলাম।
আশ্চর্য কথা, তোমার কি মাথা মুথা ঠিক আছে? ছাগলের পেটে আবার কুকুরের বাচ্চা হয় কেমনে?
আয় আজগর ভাই, কি হইছে একটু পরিষ্কার করে কোন তো। পরিষ্কার করে না করলে বুঝুম কেমনে আমরা কি হইছে?
ভাবি, ওই যে আপনার আদরের দেবর হাবিল কি করছে জানেন? একটা কুত্তার লেন্দার মধ্যে তেনা না পেঁচাইয়া আগুন ধরাই দিছে। আর কুত্তা আতঙ্ক হইয়া সারা গ্রাম ছুটাছুটি কইরা তারপরে শেষ পর্যন্ত করছে কি গিয়া মানে ছাগলের পায়ের মধ্যে কামড় মারছে।